So I'd like to talk a little bit about nerfing dragons, which is something that 5th edition does, or has done, that coming from 3.5 kind of gets my goat. And yes, I said gets my goat. So, in 5th edition, dragons only go up to ancient, okay? It's wormling, young adult, and ancient is the highest class. And I know, some of you are probably going to say, oh yeah, well, they modified the stats. I'm like, that's really not the point, okay? Like, in 3.5, you have 2 more classes past ancient, which is Worm and Great Worm. And in 5th edition, we go from Wormling to Young Adult to Ancient, okay? Allow me to read off the listing for the variety and age classes for 3.5. Wormling, very young, juvenile, then young adult, then mature adult, then old, then very old, and then ancient. And then after ancient, it's Worm and Great Worm. Huge skips in between that. And you're probably saying, well, yeah, but is all that necessary? I personally think it is. Okay, and for Ancient Dragon, you've got... Let's look up the green Ancient Dragon. You've got like a total of 385 to about 400 hit points, plus 22 d20s at about 154 to 155, right? For your Ancient Dragon. Okay. So, Ancient Dragon in 3rd edition, and mind you, this is from a more well-balanced roster of maturity, is 34 d12 at about 306 to 3010, and the hit points he automatically gets 527. Somewhat of a difference there. You know, you could argue that the modifier 22d20 and 34d12 is somewhat of a difference there. You could not. It all depends. You're getting more rolls with the d12 than you are the d20. And that's Ancient Dragon. And for 3.5, there you've still got Worm and Great Worm, okay? The attributes for dragons at 5th edition's roster have also severely changed. Let us look at the Green Dragon again. My favorite dragon, by the way. Whose now acidic breath has turned into poison breath. Like, oh, what's the big deal? It's a big deal. Trust me. That's a big deal to me. You're like, oh, okay, man, you're just clearly having like a nerd moment. You know what? Yeah, you're probably right. But like I said, again, this is something that irks me about 5th edition. And, like I said, there's things that I like about 5th edition, and then there are some things I don't like. And when you nerf your dragons in 5th edition from 3rd, I'm not too sure what they were like in 4th, to be completely honest. I don't care. It's noticeable for the older players. Very noticeable. The other thing is there is no magic for dragons. Instead of magic, we have replaced magic with something in 5th edition called Legendary Actions, which, consists of, for the green dragon anyways, tail attack and wing attack. Ooh. That's really something. In 3.5, dragons were capable. Let's look at the green dragon specifically. Were capable of high levels of magic. Okay, I believe a great worm green dragon is capable of 17th level magic. Okay, red dragon 19th level magic. Okay, these guys were serious spellcasters and probably a lot smarter than humans. Why is this? Well, because your game is literally called Dungeons and Dragons, and the poster child for your game is in fact a dragon. They are the apex predators of this world you have created. And a lot of people who I have seen, especially 5Eers, no offense, and like I said, I've played 5E too, and I enjoy it to a degree, but I've seen a lot of players who get to like level 5, 6, 7, and they want to fight the dragon. And that's what this is for. This is for catering to those players who kind of want to fight the dragon earlier on. And a lot of the times I'll see this fight that goes from very familiarly every time I see it over at Game Cave, okay? Where the dragon will fly down and land in front of the players and engage them in combat, right? He'll whip his tail around and he'll really only use his breath weapon for, like, intimidation purposes or special effect, like when he lands on the ground, he breathes his breath weapon into the air in a mighty, hideous roar, as his wings flap and the wind from his wings scorches the trees behind you. And it's just like, then the rest of the fight is him just clawing at the players and trying to whip them with his tail. This is not how you run a dragon. First off, dragons don't think anything of adventuring parties. They don't care about fighting you on equal terms. They never have. You're nothing to them. Realistically, and this is normally how I run a dragon, and so every time I have like a party who I've had a few of them like, oh, we're going to be fighting a dragon here soon, and once they, get to about fourth or fifth, and my main group knows better. Of course, I'm just saying in past games I've had this happen. Like, oh, we're going to be fighting the dragon, a dragon anytime soon. Going to be running across that dragon. I'm like, well, you're about 5th level, so no. And it's just this thing that gets this reaction like, why, I'm like, because I play a dragon the way you should. Dragons are supposed to be big deals, okay? You need to be a high level, and you need a party behind you, and you need to be prepared if you're going to go off and fight a dragon, because in all reality, dragons aren't going to land in front of you and fight you on equal terms. They're not going to claw and hiss at you and make scoff remarks like big evil villains are going to do. No. A dragon's going to take off in the air, and he's going to breathe his breath weapon on you, and he's going to cast magic on you, and he's going to basically just circle strafe your entire party. Why? Because why wouldn't he? Anyways, it's my little rant about dragons and how over the years they've kind of just been degraded into lizards with wings. Very sad fact, but for those of you who know what I'm talking about, you probably already know how to run a dragon. And, like I said, it's supposed to be more of a challenge than it just lands in front of you, and it's this big spectacle, and, no. I'm sorry, just no. Run a dragon the way it's meant to be run. Bring back dragon pride, alright? That's the point of this video today. Bring back the dragon pride. Anyways, that's my rant. I'm running close.